Welcome to this YouTube channel on how to buy businesses no cash down. I'm Carl Allen and I've been buying businesses for almost 25 years, more than 250 deals in 17 countries. This playlist is my 10-step process to buy a business no cash down. Think of it as a deal-making robot. Here's the next video in the sequence. There are 7 in total. So who's this training for? So this training is going to be extremely valuable to you if you have any desire of becoming a business owner. Now, I'm not talking about creating a startup or investing in a franchise. I'm talking about owning an already established business, one that's generating profit and cash flow already, and someone else has taken the time and the effort to build that business for you in the past, but now doesn't want it anymore. What you'll learn today is that buying and owning an existing business is actually easier, it's much less expensive, and it's far less risky than starting a new one or buying into a franchise or other business opportunity. And with so many businesses available to own, I'll get into the exact numbers later, you can be as selective as you want. The best business for you to own is one that's highly related to your working experience to date, and you also have some passion for that industry. So if your desire is to own your own business, I'm going to structure this training so that you can overcome the 3 biggest obstacles that you're going to face. And think of this like running a race, and there are 3 big hurdles in front of you. Hurdle 1 is the step-by-step process, the formula, the system, the unbreakable rules that we have as deal makers. And we have our deal making robot for that, and that's going to form part 1 of this training. And today I'm going to teach you how you can buy and own your own profitable established business in a really awesome way that makes everyone feel good. The seller will help you do the deal, and it will leave them cheering you on from the sidelines as the new owner. Hurdle number 2 is cash. Now, I'm going to show you exactly how to own a business, even if you don't have any money personally to invest in the deal. You'll see later how we use the business's own resources to make the deal happen. And those are namely the assets in the business that we use to finance a deposit, and then the future profits or the future cash flow that we share with the seller to complete the payments. Now that may have seemed like Chinese to you, but there is so much more on this later, and you'll see just how easy it is. It's as easy as high school math to structure a no cash down deal. And hurdle 3 is operation. Now, this may not apply to you. You may want to go into your new business every day and operate it. Hundreds of my clients do, but some do not want to do that. So if that's you, you don't need to be a business operator. You'll see in the training how we can use other people to operate the business for us, and we can gift them a very small piece of the equity or the business ownership to incentivize them to continue growing it for you. I'm going to teach you this process by showing you how I've used it over the past 24 years to close hundreds of deals, both for myself and for the many clients that I've helped along the way. But more importantly, I'm going to show you some of the amazing deals done by members of my rapidly expanding network, my rapidly expanding deal-making SWAT team. These were folks just like you who came to this training, took action, and they now own a business. So in total, it's probably going to take me a total of about 90 minutes or so to go through everything. So please make sure that you're paying attention. And by the way, if you haven't done so already, please make sure you close down Facebook or anything else that pings. And I want you to stay with me for the full 90 minutes. And that way you can learn this new skill set, and it's going to serve you for the rest of your working life. And at the end of the training, I'm also going to give you a free tool and a short extra training video to show you how you can quickly and easily find and approach at least 100 businesses to buy in your sector of choice and location. So just before we start the training, let me share my background with you so that you will know for sure that I am an expert authority in this field. So I've been buying and selling businesses now for almost 25 years. For the first 16 years of my career, I wasn't really having any fun. I was working for others, like Bank of America as an investment banker, and I also worked for Hewlett Packard in its mergers and acquisitions team, and I was buying businesses all over the world. I was chained to my desk, I was living on airplanes, and to be honest with you, I hated it. I was sick of making money for other people. And I've done lots and lots of deals, more than 250 deals in 17 different countries, and for some massive businesses like Hewlett Packard, IBM, GE, and Microsoft. And although I was earning really good money, I'd written a book, I was quoted regularly in the press, I'd been on television, radio, I was really miserable. And you know what? I just hated the fact that all my efforts were lining other people's pockets. Before I knew it, it was 2008. I was totally done with the corporate life, was sick of it. The politics, the all-nighters, the constant travel and pressure. And you may feel that right now. You may feel the same in your own job. And then in 2008, 3 things happened to me, all in the same year, that made me actually retire from the corporate grind. These 3 massive things all related to my personal life. So first, my eldest son, Ryan, that's me and him on the left, he emigrated to Australia with my ex-wife. Very, very painful experience for me. I didn't want him to go, as you can imagine, but he really wanted the chance to go there, and I just couldn't stand in his way. I retired because I wanted to go see him whenever I wanted and not have to answer to a boss. And I went out there recently in December 2016 to his graduation ceremony from university, and I have to tell you, one of the most proudest days of my life. The second thing that happened to me in 2008 was my youngest son, Josh, was born. He's a little guy in the middle. He's a great kid, real live wire. That's me and him in my box at Wembley Stadium. And finally, I got married to Josh's mum, Julia. That's us on our wedding day. So with all this new stuff in my personal life, I just didn't want to have a job anymore. So I decided to retire. And I lasted 3 weeks. I just couldn't hack retirement. I was 37, but I had 2 big problems. First of all, I didn't want a job. It was time to work for myself, to have the work-life balance I needed. I couldn't stomach working for somebody else. And secondly, I only had one major skill. It's a fantastic skill, and that was how to buy businesses. And even though most of my deals in corporate life were massive in those first 16 years, I knew that I could buy small businesses in all sectors and negotiate with sellers to structure the deals on a no cash down basis because I didn't want to spend any of my own money. My wife actually said to me when I told her of my new plan, you can buy as many businesses as you want, just don't spend any money and take any risk. So that's what I did. I bought a technology business. I bought a transport business. I've bought businesses in aerospace components. I've bought a plastic bottling business of all things, engineering businesses, warehousing businesses. I bought a very large corporate clothing business that did uniforms, marine safety equipment, and professional services businesses like web design, PR, advertising, IT services, and marketing. And I had no clue how to run any businesses like these. So now I love my life as a deal maker, working for myself. I get up when I want, I work when I want, I travel to wherever I want. I go hang out with guys like Ty Lopez in the picture on the screen, who Ty is one of the world's foremost online marketers and was recently named the world's top social media strategist by Entrepreneur magazine. I help him do his deals. He helps me with all this online marketing stuff. So it's a great trade-off. And it's a very small club of people like me that are doing these types of deals. I hang out as well with the likes of Mike Warren, who's on the left of this picture. He buys and flips businesses. Ace Chapman, who's next to me in this picture, he's done more than 100 no cash down deals. And the guy in the centre, Flint Herold, is someone just like you who came to this very training session and then went away and started doing some absolutely fantastic deals. So enough about me. Today's training is all about you. So let me ask, why did you show up for this training today? Well, a lot of you are going to be feeling just like I was back in 2008. You hate your boss, you hate your job, you're chained to your desk, or you're traveling all the time, you're missing your family. And the most important part, you've got no upside, you've got no skin in the game, you've got no ownership of the business that you work for, even if you're making lots of money. So if that's you, then today this training is going to completely change your life. And when you hate your job, and you want to be your own boss, your first natural inclination is to start a new business, and you're not on your own. The problem is you are statistically 96% sure to fail, and here's why. In 2015, across just the USA, the UK, Canada and Australia, 7.39 million people, can you believe that? 7.39 million people started new businesses, with more than 6.5 million of those just in the USA. That's from a total population of just over 440 million. These people started these new businesses, even though there's over 36 million small businesses already in existence. And it's insane to me because the failure rate is staggering. According to Michael Gerber, who's the author of The E-Myth, which is arguably one of the best business books I've ever read, he surveyed 1 million business owners over 10 years, and 96% of them had failed within that period. 50% of them fail inside the first year alone, with 80% dead after 5 years. So why not buy an existing business that has survived, that the owner doesn't want anymore, rather than buying a startup? And here's why the majority fail. It's what I call the no problem. Because when you start a brand new business, you've got no products and services. You've got to create them. You've got no employees to help you. You've got no cash. You've got no credit facilities, because nobody's going to lend money to a brand new business. And without tons of cash, you'll not have the funds to get premises or equipment. And perhaps the most important thing, you've got no reputation. It's almost impossible to go to a prospective customer trying to win business. They're going to want references and testimonials. And guess what? You're not going to have any. If you buy an existing business and you want to innovate something new, guess what? You'll have employees to help you do it. You'll have cash flow coming in from all the existing stuff that the business does, so you'll get paid while you innovate. You'll have premises, equipment. You'll have everything that you need to help you. And then you've got existing customers who are probably going to go and buy your new innovation, what you've created. You may also be a one-person consultant fixing other people's businesses in sales, marketing, finance, operations, etc. But why go and fix someone else's business for a daily fee and have no upside when you can acquire your own business, go to work on it, and all the improvements you make are building your wealth, not the wealth of your consultancy client? And finally, you may be an existing business owner who wants to grow. Growing one customer at a time is becoming difficult. It's becoming harder to recruit top talent, and cash flow may be tight for you. By bolting on another business, you solve all three of those problems. You get new products and services to sell to your existing customers, you get new customers to sell your existing products and services to, and you get a stream of new employees when you bolt another business into the one that you've already got. So all this cross-promotion of products and services between two customer bases, and when you combine two businesses together, you'll save common costs like rent, taxes, utility costs, other overheads like maintenance and insurance. You'll radically increase your cash flow. So that's it for this particular video. The next video in this playlist will follow, and please check out all the other playlists and videos for everything you need to know to learn how to buy a business no cash down. In fact, I've crammed everything that you need to know into a special 90-minute webinar titled 3 Insider Secrets to Buy a Profitable Business Inside of 99 Days Without Cash or Knowing How to Run a Business. And here are the 3 big secrets, the 3 killer training topics. Think of these as hurdles to you becoming a business owner. First, I'll show you exactly what the 10 steps are to buy a business, and you must follow these in order. It's really critical. Second, I'll show you lots of case studies of deals structured using OPM, other people's money, and it's no more difficult than high school math. And finally, I'll show you how you can get others to operate the businesses for you, so you can do other things like spend time with your family or buy other businesses whilst enjoying the cash flow that your new business is generating for you. So to register for this groundbreaking training, just click on the link underneath this video on YouTube or type in this link into your browser. It's bit.ly/buy-my-business. And I'll see you on air sometime in the next week. Until then, bye for now.